Darlings, it's so good to see you this evening. I know you caught Timothy's little post. How we just intertwined ourselves into his lives. He thinks that he's still in control, but oh dear, do we have something in store for all of you very soon to let you know who's really running the show behind the curtains. But before we get to all that, we have a very special treat for all of you. Tonight, my little birds, we will be doing At Home with Us. And by us, I mean Rav and I. Say hello, Rav. I don't really feel like saying hello right now. Never mind him. He's always just such a nasty little Nancy, isn't he? But forget about all that, folks. Tonight, I have a special treat for all of you. We're going to be getting our Thanksgiving dinner ready with one of my favorites. A combination of delicious pork tenderloin mixed with a nice cranberry sauce, I'd like to say. And it will hopefully be as delectable as I desire it to be, because if it comes out wrong, let's just say I won't be a very happy person about it. But before we get started, let's just take a little sip of our drink here. This evening we're drinking a rum punch, if you will, all brought to us by Dr. Bird out of Jamaica. It's a bit strong on its own, but once you've mixed it together with a little bit of this and that, it comes out to be quite refreshing. If none of you knew, the Dr. Bird is actually the national bird of Jamaica. Just a little bit of FYI for all of you watching at home. So I'm going to put this down right here. And I'm going to take a sip of this like this. Ah, delicious. So let's go ahead and get started, folks. So I already have my bowl. I have my pork tenderloins. Here, let's get this paper crust out of the way. Let's go in for another one of our delicious treats you will see tomorrow. I have my bowl here. So, we're going to add our pork tenderloin into our crock pot like so. That's the first thing we're going to start off with. Slide these in here. I went with, I want to say, the 2 pound, almost 3 pounds to be honest with you ones. So we can feed quite a lot of people. You know, we're going to have hopefully quite a few guests over tomorrow, so we want to make sure that everyone is nice and satisfied and full in their tummies on such an occasion. Go ahead and put them in like so. That's the first thing you want to do, folks, is make sure you have your meat already prepared inside of your dish. We're going to slow cook these so they'll be nice, tender, and delicious and juicy. So what we're going to do is put them in like so. We're going to add whole cranberry sauce, just to give it that festive kick that we're all looking for around this time of year. We're going to pour this into our bowl. Something to pull it out with. Like so. Take our other bowl. That's our whole cranberry sauce, folks. We want to make sure that it actually has whole cranberries in it. Not just the gel, because we want to actually get the essence and flavor of whole cranberries into our pork loin, because this adds a whole different texture to the whole material. Now what we're going to do, because we don't want it to be too overly sweet, we do want to have more of a savory balance to go along with it, although the pork will provide that itself. We're going to add some melted onion powder. We're going to mix this in like so. Now this is not only going to cut the sweetness of everything that we have going on in our mixture, but it's also going to create a whole different experience. Like we said, we want this to have a savory, a sweet and savory type of flavor. Something that, you know, you don't want it to taste just one way throughout the whole thing. You want to get a whole festive holiday party going on in your mouth. And so we're going to actually mix all this together, but not before we add an extra twist. Now, our recipe doesn't call for this, but we're going to add a bit of lemon zest, like so. Just to give it a whole different flavor. Yes, so as I was saying, folks, we have here a bit of orange to create a whole zest experience, to give it a whole different type of, just a little pizzazz at the end. So we have our cranberries, we have our onion powder, and we're going to add a bit of orange zest. Now, if you're making your own cranberry sauce at home, a lot of recipes I've noticed call for this, just to kind of give it a whole different point of view, I would like to say. So we're going to add quite a bit of it. Because I myself have never tried it, but I am very interested to see how this works out. Now, I know some of you aren't too crazy about fruit with your meats, mainly with, I guess, your sides, but you can always take them out. But the way that these are going to cook, imagine any type of fruit just sitting in anything for 7 hours. It's just going to blend into our meat so that it's barely even noticeable except for the flavor that you taste at the very end. So we just want a subtle taste of the orange zest. So we're just going to mix all this together, like so. You want to make sure that you mix it all together so that it's nice and even, so that you get every bit of everything all mixed together in one magnificent whole. We know all about that, don't we, Rav? 2 parts, almost completely different, coming together as one. Except this time, 3. I guess Timothy would be our 3rd part, but it doesn't matter right now. It's all about us and our little show that we're doing, cooking for you all, with us, at home. I just love whiskey, don't you? And once your mixture has finally come together, it's nice and blended, it's going to look something like this. And all we're going to do is take it and pour it over our pork loin, like so. Marriage of flavors going on. The threesome of flavors, you could say, is more appropriate. So we'll make sure that this is nice and even coated. Now, some recipes call for searing the pork loin before you put it in a crock pot, but I think with the amount of time we're going to give this low and slow, we're going to let it just sit and marinate and cook all the way through so that once we've pulled it out, it's going to be nice and tender. And you should be able to just slice it, prepare it, and present it to all your friends. And it will just be as festive and delicious as you could possibly imagine for this time of the year. So we're going to bring it over to our pot. So, and if you want to take a look in there, go ahead, darlings. Just look in there. Look at that. Doesn't that just look marvelous? Doesn't that just look beautiful? I just love cranberries around this time. It's one of my favorites. And we're going to continue to enjoy our little festivities, Rav and I. But for now, all I can do is say to you that there's something very amazing, unforgettable coming your way. Darling, we know who you are and we know that you're out there. And when you see this, we hope that this will only welcome you into our arms We have so much to show you, so much love and tenderness. If you would only come knocking on our door. And remember, we're not crazy. We're just that one neighbor that's just waiting for you to visit. Isn't that right, Rev? Yeah, I get it. Let's get out of here already. Okay, everyone. Well, once again, this is rum punch with Dr. Bird in it. This is pork tenderloin with a cranberry mixture with a little essence of orange zest to go along with it. And we're going to let it cook and marinate. In about 7 hours, we're going to have a feast on our hands, and I can't wait. Oh, my little darlings, I can't wait to see you so very soon. I just hope it's not the last time that we see you. But that's all for us now. You all have a great evening and a happy holidays. And as always, trust us to trouble you.